Greetings metal community, it's Roger back with another video. Thrash metal collection update. Mostly old stuff, reissues that I've been wanting for a long time, been waiting for a reissue and bought it. But first we have some new thrash metal from India. Amorphia. There's the CD case. Amorphia is a band that has released this one is Merciless Strike. This is the 2020 release by them. As this Chinese release, I don't know what the label is called. Awakening Records from China. There is the Three Gentlemen. This album is I get a lot of old Slayer, Hellowight's Show No Mercy. In the feel of it, it's not like trying to be Slayer in any way, but it's just a great album. I really enjoy this one. It has a little bit of that Tom Araya way of singing. And if you haven't heard this band, you should check them out, because this is a killer thrash metal album. I also bought the 2018 album by the same band called Arms to Death. This is kind of not so brutal in a way, more mid-paced. The newer one is more up-tempo and more aggressive, and fits the vocals a little bit better. Still a solid release by all means, but the new one is just tops this easily. So that was Amorphia from India. Then we have a old classic band, Reverend. This is the demo collection or stuff they recorded before the first album. And this was our collection released by Vic Records. Everybody knows Vic Records. David Wayne from mostly known for his work in Metal Church. I think Reverend kind of is not so much talked about, but it's pretty good, damn good thrash or power thrash. It is in the same way of Metal Church, but maybe a little bit rougher, especially the first album, if I remember it correctly. That was all the CDs I have for this video. Over to the vinyl. Just the new release of Nocturnal, German black and thrash metal. Kind of a little bit on the fence with this one. I think it's good, but it's have a postcard, and there's a poster, and I do believe it was a black vinyl. And for me, kind of first two songs are a little bit like the vocals are a little bit annoying, but he gets better. The whole album gets better after the two first songs. But it's kind of you have to be in a mood, or I have to be in a mood for black thrash, and I have been more in the mood for old school thrash. It's a good album. I do believe I will like it a little bit better when I give it a couple more spins, but it's the first album I bought with them. They have been active since 2000 or something. Then I got a old, for me totally unknown until a year ago or something like that. I saw somebody show Slauter Xstroyes with Winterkill, This is a pretty cool album. It is. I do get some Deep Purple, Led Zeppelin from the song structure and also some of the riffing, and also King Diamond or Merciful Fate is in there. I would call them powered thrash or power metal with thrash elements. This is a reissue by Cult Metal Classics, and a pretty nice release. And yeah, I really like this album, and kind of interesting to discover. I think this came out in 85 or 86 or something. And black vinyl. But I said this is yeah, I would say power metal, but there's a lot of old 70s feel to the guitar work on it, but still it's kind of more borderlining towards thrash, and yeah, it's heavy metal, and a great one. If you haven't heard this band, do check them out if you like heavy metal. And yeah, a really nice album. And of course I had to buy the Razor Escape the Fire. I love Razor. Razor is one of kind of a band that's for a long time has been overlooked, but the last 4 or 5 years they have been given a lot more attention, and they deserve it, because they have done some really killer albums. And this is a reissue of the first EP, I do believe, came out in 85 maybe. Great stuff. I mean, if you know Razor, you will love this one. So I mean, then there was one that I kind of have not are waiting on buying, because it doesn't live up to the first album. This came out 15 years later than the debut album, and it's Détente, Decline. Of course, first album had Don Crosby, which I'm a big fan of vocally, and on this album it's Tina Thiel who sings on the album, and there's some demo stuff with Anne Boylan from Hellion. This is a kind of a, yeah, it's an okay. The splatter is not too splattery, so I can live with that. But yeah, it's kind of her voice. I mean, Miss Thiel's voice are kind of too brutal for this music, but she has a great voice, and songs like Degradation Machine, she uses her voice much more, and shows some nice skills with their vocals and variation. But in overall, she's too brutal for this band. She has a very cool voice, but too brutal. And also the Anne Boleyn songs are, at least 2 of them are re-recorded here, with one of them with different lyrics, but same riffs. And yeah, it's an okay album, but I mean, if you have the first Détente, you don't need that one. Then I finally got this one in. There's a couple of guys in the vinyl community who knows this one. Eccentrics, for whose advantage. Had this on like a dub tapes back in the days, got never around to buying it on physical formats, and of course later on it was too expensive. But music on vinyl do a lot of great releases. This is a colored version. There's a ton of colored vinyl for me this time. Not everybody's beautiful, but this blue is pretty cool. So I can live with that. A little bit warped, as a lot of vinyls have been this year, but it doesn't affect the play. And yeah. Do I really need to say anything about Eccentrics? Don't think so. Great album, and it was a pure pleasure to listen to it again on proper format. I've been listening to it on YouTube, but you know, it's not the same. You know what I mean. So very happy to have that in my collection now. So another one that I bought now. I have this on a CD version, but this is for me a classic German thrash band, and it's Exhumer, Possessed by Fire. I really love this album, especially the first side of this album. That's so strong that the second side is kind of, it's not bad or weak, it's just compared to the first side with the songs Possessed by Fire, Fallen Saint, Immortal in Black. I mean, those songs are just pure class. The cool thing about this is it's kind of a aggressive mid-paced thrash in a way. The drummer sounds like he played in Motorhead in the 80s. Just the same way of playing fast drums. This edition has a 7-inch Mortal in Black scanners and Silent Death. Mortal in Black and Silent Death is on the album itself, but yeah, pretty cool. I love 7 inches. Don't love playing them, but I love having them. Something's wrong in my brain, I know, but and you know the mandatory lyric and pictures from the old days, and this was also a colored variant, but not a very pretty one. It's quite a shitty one. It looks like this. It is much more in a greener color than this one shows on this is more like blue, but yeah, damn ugly vinyl, but a great album. So I just have to live with that. It's my problem for being allergic to some colors here, at least. I mean, that Eccentrics blue color was pretty cool, but and there's also a poster off the cover. Yeah, pretty cool cover. And as I said, it's kind of a aggressive mid-paced early German thrash metal, you know, Old Creator, Sodom, Destruction. I mean, they all have this same rawness to them. Creator being much more faster, but it's kind of just, it has an evil. I mean, the cover says it all. It's just killer stuff, and do check out at least the first side. Just give it a spin. For me, this is a hidden gem in a way. I don't see too many talk about them when they show thrash metal. Then I bought the this is the second Fatus Warning, Spectre Within. I just like this one and the other that came out around this black vinyl. Forget what the other one. I just have to Fatus Warning album, and I don't need any more, to be honest. Great stuff. This is yeah, what should you say? Call this music? It's heavy metal or progressive power metal in a way. Very unique vocals. He has a unique way of singing, very like up and down in the. You know, he kinds of sing a song beside the song. If you understand what I say, he's just like a lead guitarist in his voice sometimes, and very weird. And I remember this back in the days. I did not like his vocals. I'm older now and a little bit wiser, and yeah, there's 2 great albums by Fate's Warning, and I have them now, and I'm happy with that. Then the last 3 albums are from the same band. I did show a couple of them in a CD, but it's Anacrusis. This is Reason, and that came out in 1990. Originally, cool pictures inside, and I do think, you know, lyric sheets. I'm not sure if it was color vinyl. Let me pull it out and see. No, it was black. Good stuff. And the first vinyl, or first 2 sides, are kind of not so good. I feel that they are searching for something on the first 6 songs, but side C and D are pretty damn good. They are more close to the next album, which I'm gonna show, which is killer stuff. And so I was a bit. I've never heard this album before. I bought this now, and had kind of too high expectations, I guess, because I love the first album. But as I said, the first disc on here is kind of not clicking with me. But no, I see the side C and D are great stuff. And you know, I'm happy to have this. And maybe when I listen more to it, it will click with me. But then we have the best album by Anacrusis, in my opinion, is Manic Impressions. Jeebus. Yeah, great stuff. This was originally 91, and as I said, the side C and D of the recent album is kind of building up for this one. This is a great album, and with the lyrics, don't know if, and there's also a cool picture collage in this one, so that's cool. Always fun to see those old pictures, and cool when bands do it like that. And black vinyl. Haven't listened to this vinyl yet because as I said, it's just 6 months now since I bought these CDs, so pretty familiar with it. And I also bought the Screams and Whispers that originally came out in 1993. And, yeah, pretty cool stuff. And this has also this was colored vinyl as well. You know, lyrics here and a lot of pictures there. No, it was black vinyl as well. Fantastic. I guess it's enough with 3 colored vinyls in one session for me. So I'm happy with it. And this is also great stuff, but this is kind of turning more progressive and a bit softer in a way compared to the Manic Impressions. So you know, if you want to start out with Anacrusis and haven't heard it, check this out first, because this is a killer album. This is also a great album, and you know, the first album is great as well. yeah, so that was what I had to show for thrash metal, and this time there will be some more thrash, and of course there will be more death metal and black metal pretty soon. I hope you enjoyed it. I said a lot of old classics there, and yeah, most of it very known, but it's fun to get old stuff. I like to get stuff that I haven't had in physical formats for ages or ever, and that's one thing out collecting, to dive back into the youth years. So yeah, thanks for watching as always, and please comment if you feel like it, and have a very nice day. Vi kjøst.